So have a look at the last one then. So now we have to find the probability that there are at least 9 goals scored. So at least means that or more, yeah? So in other words, we want the probability that the number of goals, which is x, has got to be 9 or more. In other words, it's got to be greater than or equal to 9, yeah? Now if you think about it, if we're only doing 10 trials, then we're asking for what's the probability of, in this particular situation, that we get 9 or 10, right? So this is just literally equal to the probability that we get 9 goals, or, so plus, the probability that we get 10 goals. That makes sense? Because there's only 10 trials, we can only have discrete trials, we can't have like 9.5 goals, right? It's got to be either 9 or 10. So therefore, we could just simply work out the probabilities for each of these, okay? So we could just literally go, okay, use the probability mass function for that one, probability mass function for that one. So it'd be 10, choose 9 by 0.4 to the power of 9 by 0.6 to the power of 1 plus the last one, which is 10, choose 10 times the probability of success, which is 0.4 to the power of 10 times by 0.6 to the power of 0, because there's no failures in that case. So again, it's literally a case of popping that into a calculator. Now be aware as well that it may be easier to use a computer to do these calculations, because of course it's open book, the exam will be open book, so you will have access to as many resources as you feel fit, and one of them can be a calculator such as GeoGebra, which will do this automatically for you. So if I take you to GeoGebra, which is simply just geogebra.org, and I would go to GeoGebra Classic. You see where my cursor is in the middle of the screen at the bottom? So there's an option for GeoGebra Classic, so I'll click that one. And then what will pop up automatically when you open this up is an option for the different calculators that you can open. So at the moment it's on graphing calculator, but you see the second from the bottom is a probability calculator. So if I just click on that, you can see that by default what will come up is a normal curve, okay? So I don't want normal in this case, I want binomial. So if I click where it says normal, and if I go down to binomial, so this dotted line literally separates the continuous distributions, of which there are many. The only ones we worry about in this course are the normal distribution and the student distribution, which of course is the t distribution. The dotted line separates the continuous from the discrete. So we look at binomial, we look at Poisson, we don't worry about Pascal or hypergeometric. So in this case I want binomial, so I'll click that. Now I can choose my n, which in this case is 10. And I can choose my probability of success, which in this case is 0.4, okay? Now there's a couple of different ways to interpret this. You see first of all on the right hand side of the screen, those are the individual probabilities of successes for that many trials, okay? So you can see, for example, that we just did 5 trials, which was here, so that's where our 0.2007 comes from, or 0.2 we said, okay? So there is an option for just doing it this way, and the probabilities come up automatically. But actually, if you come down here, you think about it, we are looking for the probability of x being greater than or equal to 9. So if you look at this inequality down the bottom, I can change the direction of the inequality with the intervals along the left-hand side. So in this case, I want x to be greater than or equal to some particular number. So if you read that inequality, you can see it's got the number is less than or equal to x. So if I interpret it backwards, it has x is greater than or equal to that number. So in this case, I want greater than or equal to 9. So if I hit that, you can see that what gets highlighted in my table are just 9 and 10, which is what I wanted anyway, okay? There's a couple of different ways that you can use it which are quite handy. But in either way, I'm just going to read off the table on the right-hand side. I can see that the probability that x equals 9 is 0.0016, and the probability that x is equal to 10 is 0.0001. So when I add those together, Jojo has done it automatically for me. I get 0.0017. Okay, or that is about 0.17%. Okay, so a low probability of actually just getting more than 9 goals right? This person is clearly not very good.